But anyway, right, so that's amazing. And then I'd love to know a little bit more about, so you joined the charity, and then you've obviously done 20 years there, but in the meantime, you've worked in other industries. How did that give you the skills, do you think, to build what you're building now? Were there certain things, soft skills in there that were valuable?
I think I also, in between that, I had another business, which was a retail online business. I did bridal jewellery, so I became an award-winning business there, but I had a lot of problems, which I ended up closing the business with no money. So I learned a lot of lessons through that, which really helped me with this business. But also, I think there's a level of things that are done in the corporate world that haven't yet come into the equestrian sort of world and the way that people run things. Also, I've done so many different things. So yeah, like the way that insurance is working, so using tools and systems and platforms, and I worked in schools. I've done teaching assistant roles in maths departments.
Wow.
And then I did business support in secondary schools. So I've seen so many different angles of how things could be done. But I think I've always been a bit more like a coach anyway. I think just because I've taught children to ride for so long, I've been able to see things and go, right, how do I help you here? Not how do I teach you? How do I help you? Wow. And getting those questions and being able to put those to people so that they can come up with their answers. And I think that's a big part of what I do, is like when I'm coaching people, I don't need to know how they do it. I don't need to know all the ins and outs of their business. What I need to do is I need to know what questions to ask to get them out of their head, what questions to ask to find the solutions, because I think that's where people often get stuck in their business and they're just like, well, I can't see a way out of this. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know how to do that. And I'm just very techie anyway.
Okay.
So it's a big issue with the equestrian industry. A lot of people are like, as soon as you pick up a computer or anything, they're like, no, I don't do tech. I can't do social media. I can't do all of that. So that's brought skills in. And of course, with my last business, it was just at when Facebook was being born. So like literally like I was one of the first people doing business stuff on Facebook. So I've seen how it's evolved and also what works and what doesn't work.
Yes.
And I've been able to bring that to help people from other industries into what we're doing in the equestrian industry.
Okay. Wow. Again, a lot in there. I'm trying to keep up with you. No, you're fine. It's a really great stuff. So I was going to make a point that your communication skills really have come because you started right from teaching the children how to ride. And I have to say, not everyone can be a coach, and clearly you've got it down. You've nailed it, because it's not telling them what they need to do. It's not going in their business and saying, that's rubbish. It's actually asking them the questions and get them to feed it back to you. And then in their own way, they work themselves out of their head, their whole, wherever they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I combine that with a little bit like, okay, this is what I can teach you. But most of the time, it's only when they need me to teach them that. And a lot of people come to me and they're just like, well, Jenny, how do I do this and how do I do that? Which I can do. That's absolutely fine. But people get stuck on so many things. And I think what we fail to recognise is that business and life often are so intertwined, and we want to keep it separate, but it's not the way it always works. And so sometimes, even when I'm coaching people, we'll be going through things that they're going on in their lives, things that have impacted them that's actually stopping them moving forward, and we'll be working on that just as much as we are the business. I think a lot of people come to me and they expect me to suddenly bring out, let's do the business plans and all of that, and they're like, oh no, we didn't do that. But actually, I'm about helping them long term. Which a business plan, we all know, you make the plan, you look at the plan goes out the window anyway. So.
Absolutely. And actually, within a period of time, what you wrote down there might not be necessarily where you are in 3 months' time. So, I see what you mean about that.